All right, can you guys hear us here? Let's see, check Discord chat. All right, the hear us in Discord.
Perfect, thanks Brandon.
Perfect.
Let's check YouTube.
So it got an echo though.
Turn that mic off.
No, because then it doesn't, there's no voice.
It's through the software though, isn't it?
You hear me now?
No echo, right? Yeah.
All right, I'm muted in Discord.
Perfect.
All right, sorry about that. It's not our first stream, not sure what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Open that up so I can see this chat. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining. So to start it off, we're Apollo Automation. We're a small hardware startup in Lexington, Kentucky, in the middle of the United States. We're just a couple of friends that are home automation enthusiasts for Home Assistant. We started building hardware for fun, and it's kind of taken off. We do these every month to connect with the community and take input and answer all of your questions. So all the chats are open to ask all the questions, and we'll stop and try to answer as many of them as we can as we go through it. So to start it off, I'm Trevor. I run the technical side of product development and stuff.
And I'm Justin. I do most of the community side and the manufacturing side.
Yeah, and we've got Brandon in chat, which is Smart Home Sellout. He handles a lot of the support and community moderation and all that. So, and the memes.
And the memes, that's right.
Yeah. So to kick it off, the most exciting thing for this month is we launched a plant sensor. So after being in development for quite a few months, with our beta testers here, the PLT-1 non-battery is now available. So it's a very tiny little USB powered plant sensor. It's got a capacitive soil moisture monitor, which will allow it to degrade a lot less than what's a resistive sensor. It'll has a conformal coating on it, which is like a little epoxy coating around the outside that protects it from weather. It has, let me open it up here, an RGB LED, so you can turn it on to tell you the different statuses of your plant if you'd like. It's got a buzzer, quite a loud buzzer. It's got onboard UV, so not just lux, which is the light from your indoor lights. This is UV, which is what your plants need. And it's got a temp and humidity air sensor, as well as a optional tiny soil temperature. So this will be it's a waterproof probe. It can go down into the ground and measure your soil temperature. It'll plug right in the side and work just like that. So a tiny little plant sensor. We also have very soon, and it looks very, very large in comparison.
Can you talk about the case a little bit?
Oh, I can talk about the case.
Yeah.
The case is a pretty cool carbon fiber PLA. So it's got a real matte green color to it, which will help it blend in a lot with your plants. It looks quite nice. And it's got the nice snap fit design that we've started adding to our products thanks to Code in Progress or First of Nine. One of them
First of Nine, pretty much the whole community. Yeah.
Linked us a really nice snap fit that improved the design a lot. So very excited to have this one out.
And its color. We're very excited to have color in the workshop now, because we usually just print white. So the green has been a nice welcome change.
We've printed hundreds of kilograms of white filament every day, and now we finally get to print in another color, which has been like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, it has been fun.
So, very excited about this to be out. It's available on our site for pre-order. We're just waiting for the PCBs to come in, which should be within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then we'll be able to start shipping them out. All right, hot pink, Code in Progress. Yeah, Brandon wanted us to do like specific for the plant type.
Yeah.
But that got crazy quick. Okay, so the much larger version of the Plant-1 is the Plant-1B, which is a battery version, and it is quite large. So quite a bit larger, but it's housing a very large 18650 battery inside of it, which is what it takes up the entire size of this case, the additional size. But the cool thing there is no USB power required. We can run it off of battery for 6 months. If you want to update it less, it's all about the update frequency. If you update it less, you could stretch that out quite a bit further. We've got some really cool functions built into both of them that allow you to calibrate the sensors. If needed, they'll come pre-calibrated in terms of the moisture measurement, but we're able to expose the calibration for that, as well as a lot of other things. So very excited to have that out there. We're happy to answer any questions if there's any questions in the chats on either one of those. Plant-1B, the battery version, will be available hopefully within the next month. There was a small power drain on it that the beta testers, our group there, they have it right now, but it's got a small little power draw in it while it's sleeping that's not optimal for its battery life. So just trying to get that fixed up and get a new version to us. So we should have the next development board within the next week, and then we'll, as long as that's good, open it up for pre-orders. All right.
YouTube looks good.
Yeah. So shipping updates. We got some cool shipping updates, different than product development, but it's quite important since we are shipping internationally. We wanted to reiterate that we are shipping from Australia now. So if you order from our website, it'll be shipped and fulfilled out of Australia, if you live in Australia. So that'll give you much better shipping times. You don't have to deal with customs, and yeah, it's all in Australia. So thank you to Smart Home Australia, a YouTuber that was kind enough to work with us at our size and help out the Australians down there, down under, and get them our sensors. All right. Yeah, quick exchanges too, Brandon was saying. Yeah, if there's any problems with the sensors, it's nice to be able to return and reship from Australia versus having to wait for it to come all the way back over to the US. So yeah, very excited about that. Yeah, happy to have that. We're trying to do the same in Canada. So Canada is another market where, even though it's quite close to us, getting sensors there is surprisingly lengthy process and expensive.
Shipping and customs, both.
Yeah. Even though they're our neighbors. So we are working with a member that Brandon hooked us up with to hopefully streamline that as well and be able to ship from inside of Canada, straight to you, which would be another boost. And then thirdly, on shipping updates, so these are our three biggest areas, is Europe shipping, European Union, and throughout the countries outside of Europe, or outside of the EU. We currently have our distributor Open Circuit, so they're a great partner with us. They've been helping us out from the very beginning, get our sensors over into Europe. We just hit a lot of stock problems there, and like the lead time to get there. So we're trying to improve that relationship or find another avenue where we can have a much better supply of our sensors in Europe so they don't constantly keep running out. Because besides the US, that's the next biggest market is Europe. And we know it takes a long time for the sensors to get over there, or it takes a lot of costs for the shipping costs. And then there's always the unknown of the taxes coming in. So yeah, we're trying to cut all that out. It takes a lot of time because we've got to register in Europe and do things like this for the collecting of the taxes ourselves. But yeah, working hard on those three to help the international people.
Yep. I think it'd be nice too, the United Kingdom, where they're not part of the EU, if there's somebody in the UK that wants to help us out and help the fellow people out in the UK, we would be interested in talking to you guys about acting as a distributor or shipper from there.
Yeah. All right.
Brandon just wanted us to mention again that we are doing a giveaway.
Oh.
So we have our Air 1 giveaway going in Showcase. So if you post it in Showcase, we'll choose one. And then we also have a link that you can go to in general chat. Looks like he posted it again, and then I posted it in the YouTube chat. But you can sign up for the giveaway, and we'll be doing that, I think, about halfway through.
Yeah, so 2 giveaways tonight for plant or temp 1 that we're about to talk about in a second. One you just get for being in the chat or being in our stream. There's a link that he posted, and then the other one was a competition we were running throughout the month for Showcase. All right. So product development, sensor development. So first off, we were just talking about EU. We are hopefully working towards integration with Homey as well. So Homey is another platform ecosystem. They're not open source like Home Assistant, unfortunately, but they do have a very large European user base that is, it kind of blends in between Home Assistant and like Google Home people. So where you can still have local control on some of their devices or go to the cloud offering. So we're working on that. Yeah. And we're not leaving Home Assistant.
Oh, yeah.
We just have lots of requests for our sensors to work with Homey.
Yes.
We'll be able to do that with leaving our source code open source. There'll be nothing will change from the Home Assistant side or for us besides just also being able to offer our sensors for a different ecosystem.
Do not worry.
Yeah,
no worries.
Just another ecosystem for them to work with. So, so on past that, we'll move on quick so there's no more mean memes that are coming across. It is Temp 1 progress. So Temp 1 is and I wish I would have brought the case for it up here in the magnet. It's a tiny temperature probe, so real tiny. It's got a long and flat DS18B20, I think I said the letters right, probe. It's a waterproof probe on it. It'll have a battery and non-battery version. The battery version has been in beta testing for a couple months now. Things are going great on it. We're just trying to...
not for everybody. Well, I think it was code in progress. It didn't get caught.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's got caught in their ice machine. I forget who it was.
Yeah. So he was trying to get those real deep temps.
El
Guano, yeah.
Yeah. So somebody
be careful. Yeah.
Got it caught. But speaking of code in progress, we were going to launch this a month ago for sale, and then Code in Progress had an incredible idea to say, hey, what if we were able to measure the temperature of our food in a grill or an oven? And it was so frustratingly good that we now have procured our own food safe stainless steel, like metal cable temperature probe, and are working on integrating it into the same port on the Temp 1. And so that's causing a little bit of trouble, having one singular 3.5 millimeter jack that can do both, allowing you to switch between the two types of sensors, whichever one you would want. But that's the only thing that we're working on right now on it is, it's such a cool idea to be able to say that you could also put this out on your grill or your oven, put it into your turkey, your steak, your whatever you're cooking, and monitor the temperatures as it's cooking, in Home Assistant, on your phone, however you want to do that.
Yep.
So really, really excited about that idea, and it made sense to combine it into one product. We don't want you to have to buy two products to do different things. Just trying to finalize this and get this ready. The rest of the development is fine. Battery's working great. Same battery life of 6 months for every 8 hour updates, and then hopefully stretching that out to a year if you want to update less.
We should do like some sort of challenge to see when we get this out, to see who can ask Home Assistant to cook their steak for them, and do a showcase or like a video of it, and post it, and we'll give you another free Temp 1. So we were really excited to see what you guys do with these because again, we wasn't something we initially thought of, and thanks to the community.
That's an incredible idea.
Yeah,
we are going to lengthen the probe length a little bit. I can't show on camera, but it's just a foot or two too short. So we're going to lengthen that the distance of it. But everything else, we're very excited about it. Happy with how the meat probe looks now.
Code in Progress is going to do a meat blueprint.
Nice.
Kind of like we're looking to do a blueprint for the Air 1. If anybody wants to help us with that, with the different sensor definitions. But that would be funny, like medium rare, well done, have a blueprint set for it.
Ooh, flower card, but it's like a food card?
A food card, something.
Instead of choosing, so the flower card we were just looking at is for the plant sensor, not for the plant sensor, it's a community made card for plant sensors where you select the type of plant that you have, and then you input the sensor parameters to it, you connect them, and it'll tell you your plant's health. So imagine if you had the food card and you were able to click on what type of food you had, and it would tell you the internal temperature and like how close you're getting. That would be pretty cool. I think that's doable. Like somebody will make it.
Yeah, someone's gonna do it. Looks like we have a couple comments over on YouTube.
Okay.
Looks like Adam's just saying he started setting up his first MSR2.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the support. And then Brian says that he did share some automations for Air 1 in the Discord. It was a very manual config though. He said he's definitely interested in a blueprint for that. So
yeah, we've been talking to people in the community about maybe trying to find some easier ways for the Air 1, because both the Air 1 and the MSR, they give a lot of data, a lot of parameters, and we frequently get the question of like, hey, you told me about all these particulates, yada yada, like what does it mean though? Like, is my air good or is my air bad? And being able to have some out of the box cards, especially with how much effort Home Assistant team is putting into the dashboards, I think that would be great. So yeah, we're always trying to improve that, always trying to improve onboarding, new users into sometimes Home Assistant as a whole too. So yeah, I think that would be a good add. All right, Gerardo, we will get to the Pump 1 in a second. I think that's next on the list. All right.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Code in Progress does.
Yeah, so Code in Progress, you cursed us with having to make the meat probe. Now we'll put it in your head that you got to make the meat card. Yeah, very excited to get those out. Our battery sensors have been very long in development. They've taken a long time. They're our first battery sensors, which take a lot of effort on firmware side and a lot of effort on software or hardware design on trying to optimize that battery. Wi-Fi is not the best for battery, so we've got to do everything we can to get that.
Gerardo said that you pronounced it right the first time with the J. Yeah,
thanks.
Gerardo.
I'm terrible at pronunciation, and spelling and writing. All right. Oh, but on the Temp 1, this is, I don't know if we've showed anybody.
I don't think we have.
I don't think
Brandon's seen it.
Brandon's seen it. We
hope
have
so.
not announced
If
this
not, we're in trouble.
to anybody. All right, Brandon, look first. All right.
He's
So
seen it.
as part of Temp 1, we were at a convention. It was a video game convention that we sponsored a portion of it. Apollo did.
Land War. We talked about it a couple times on the other streams.
We've had a booth, all this. And at that booth, one of the gamers there walked up to us and said, "Hey, can your sensors work in a industrial setting?" And we were like, "Yeah, they can. We'll do whatever you want to do. We'll build it." And they were looking to have a essentially environmental, just temperature, humidity monitoring for some of their raw materials to make sure it didn't go outside of parameters for it. And he said, but it has to work on PoE. So that gave us some great motivation to build, and we now have the first functioning, it's not plugged in yet, but it does work, the first functioning PoE device for Apollo.
Yep, very exciting.
That is pretty cool. It is real PoE. You can...
No splitters.
Yep.
It's real.
No PoE splitter. You plug this straight into a PoE port, and it'll pass over internet and power. It runs great, super stable. It's we may open this one up for general sale, or may just modify it to make a more consumer friendly one that's like a little bit different. This one just has a temperature and humidity dust proof probe on it, but it can also take the same probe as the Temp 1, the smaller version with like the DS182B, 20B, B20, B20. But yeah, great applications for this. You can, people have talked about being able to monitor server temperatures and server racks. Yeah, you could feed a little tiny probe into your server and monitor air temperature. Tons of use cases, and we'd love to hear more. And yeah, that also opens up PoE for other things in the future, which has been a huge demand, a huge request, and has always been something that's very hard to do. But now that we have a design that's functioning, we can now adapt that to other products as we keep going. So,
and we were talking about this today. In our Reddit post today, a lot of people brought up PoE, and especially like ceiling mounted PoE. And right away, code in progress, and everybody's like PoE, the world. I mean, because Turo's like, people don't have PoE over their house. So, yeah, they do. So very excited.
Yeah, we got some fun memes in here of shocked faces and things. Yeah, we're very excited for PoE. When we're excited to get this kind of first industrial contract with and take our our Kentucky-built local sensors to a local factory, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we'd love to know like what we would have to change on this. We've been calling it Temp Pro. What we'd have to change on that, like what are we looking for? Is it to be able to measure servers? Is it to like just keep what it's got, where it's got a temperature and humidity probe, and then it's also could have the flat probe that the smaller Temp 1 has? We would love to hear feedback over that on how you guys would use something like this, and then what is the most useful for the next PoE sensor. So again, it's going to increase the size, so you can't do like a PoE sensor this tiny. It's going to be something larger. So but we would love to hear about it. It is quite a cost increase in it. It adds, I don't quote me perfectly, $5 or $6 to the sensor for the PoE components. But yeah, we would love to hear any and all ideas. That's what drives our development, is your guys' input.
Pretty much just talking about the LEDs. Maybe put more LEDs on it. We have 4. I'm not sure if you can see them at the top. But we have 4 at the top.
It's kind of hard to focus on it. Yeah, we got 4 LEDs on the top. We've got a buzzer that's quite loud.
Yes.
And so there'll be like setting parameters, and if it's outside of the parameters, we'll turn yellow. We'll beep once in a while. Whatever needs to go on there. But pretty cool to get that, and pretty cool to have PoE and see what we can do with it going forward.
PoE weather station from Brian J on YouTube.
Yeah, so, an outdoor PoE weather station. This also gets us into ceiling mounting as well, because we don't really want to mess with like mains power and tying into, whatever your lamp is up there.
Freeman doesn't want us to either, I don't think.
Yeah. So, but getting into, it meets all the PoE standards that they're needed. So that also gets us, like I said, ceiling mounting. That can get some outdoor power as well. It really opens up a lot of possibilities, and we're very, very excited to have that.
All right. We're going for it, actually. We're going for mains power. 110 volt LED strips.
Yeah.
All right. Freeman, if you guys are in the Discord, Freeman is comments pretty frequently on electrical code and stuff, so we don't want to...
You make sure to check.
Yeah, make sure we don't do anything incorrectly.
Yeah, we moved our shelving a couple inches at his recommendation.
Because there's supposed to be, I think, 30 by 36 inches of space with your breaker box, so he'll tell us if it's what it is actually. But.
All right. Let's see. All good there. Yeah, lots of calls for PoE.
Yeah, it's coming.
I had to do it. We're gonna do it.
It's coming.
All right.
Yeah. So let's see. People are saying Eric over there. It's ceiling mounted MSR with PoE.
Yeah.
The speaker and microphone too, right?
Yeah, we haven't talked about the speaker yet.
Yeah.
Well, we can mention that real quick, and then we'll get to the pump, because I know Gerardo was asking about that. So this is like super early development, but all code in progress heard us. Yeah, we were playing around with a smart speaker. So something we don't even have the PCB yet. It should be here within the next couple weeks. It needs to go into beta testing, so that'll be a couple months. But yeah, we think that's been a huge request from the community. A huge hole in the offerings right now is something that's got a better speaker in it than like the S3 box that just has like a little buzzer type speaker, and local control, being able to run on device wake word, being able to cast to them, things like that. Yeah, my only concern is that I'm not sure how good the audio quality is, but we will see how that goes. Because there's really two routes you go. Like, it could just be a speaker that talks, like for voice assistance. So you talk to it, it's got a microphone, and then your voice assistant talks back. Or is it something that you want to cast music to and like have high quality audio coming out of it? Audio jack out is a good idea, a good way to get both of those. But yeah, sorry, Gerardo, you can have both. I was just more so meaning like it's easier to target the just the voice assistant piece versus going for like a higher quality speaker and getting that figured out. But we'll definitely keep you guys updated. It's something that we've been wanting to work on for a long time. It won't be like it's not using what's the new
XMOS chip.
The XMOS chip. We're not using the XMOS chip. It's just a like 2 microphone array on with a speaker. So yeah, excited to have that.
You said who had a question up here? Was it Code in Progress or somebody about the pump?
Yeah, Gerardo was just asking about the pump. Yeah, Twix said audio out jack. That's something we could look at.
Yeah, because we've talked about that before. The Chromecast audio was very popular, and I don't think they make it anymore. And people still want those. Yeah.
All right, we could talk about pump. I didn't bring the pump up here, but pump 1's moving along great. So this used to be called Plant Waterer, which it was the Discord channel was Plant Waterer. Help me with a better name.
Yeah.
We talked about it on the stream last time, and there was just as many shocked faces as we had for the PoE announcement today. So we renamed it to Pump 1, and what this is a 1 liter bottle, a water level sensor to tell you what water level it's at, and a little PCB that controls a pump at the top. So it's a food grade peristaltic pump. Peristaltic pump means that it's not like actually pumping it inside of the pump's mechanism. It uses a tube, so it doesn't have to like touch the liquid moving by. It's going to sit about like this. A little case on it, going to sit on the lid here, and there'll be a pump sitting here that has a tube going down to the water, and then a short tube that'll go out to your plant. And we had originally built this for your plant 1 as an accompanying device. So your plant 1 tells you, hey, your plant needs watered, and then you can use your pump 1 to pump water to it to water your plants. We had so many cool ideas from the community of like, hey, what if you just use that also for fish tanks, for filling Keurig machines, for emptying or filling robot vacuums. Lots of use cases. You're not limited to a 1 liter bottle. That's just what we'll offer. All of our CAD and things are open source and totally free to mod and everything like that. So if somebody wants to reuse a 2 liter bottle or whatever else, we'll give you all the specs on the tubing and everything that needs to work with it for you to be able to pump your own water to whatever you need. It's got quite good flow on it. We actually have a large toggle switch on it up here at the top. And what that allows you, it's going to ship in running on 3 volts for the pump. That keeps it quite a bit quieter. You really can't hear the pump running at that level. And it pumps plenty enough for a plant if you were to turn it on for 20-30 seconds. But it does have a switch if you want to do something like a fish tank where you might maybe need more flow or whatever you would want to do. You can flip the switch and it'll throw it onto 5 volts power for the pump and be able to do it all. So very excited about that. We're just finalizing the design. Actually, the water level probe at the bottom, just making sure that that was consistent enough at the bottom. It does have extra cabling. We are doing that on purpose, wrapping it around the bottle so that if you were to use a much larger reservoir, then you could, not have to have a proprietary cable or anything like that. You could still use this and do a different size. So we've have a video of it running with the pump. The pump runs, everything works great. Just working on the case, and then need to get it out to beta testers as well. So that'll be we try to keep a cycle going of things going into beta, things coming out of beta, things that are in development out there still. And so we've got plant is coming out of beta and going live. Temperature is coming out of beta, going live. Plant water will be going into beta testing, and then speaker is still in development, and a couple other small things are in development right now. All right, some questions.
Yeah. Questions on YouTube.
Yeah, so somebody said, awesome for the pump one. Want to keep one for vegetable garden. Yeah, that's an incredible use case as well, as watering plants out in a greenhouse or something like that.
And then Crink's saying, like, we sold them, refilling the coffee machine.
Yeah, I'm hooking mine up to my robot vacuum because I like to be able to run the mopping function on max water, which means that we didn't announce at the beginning for anybody new, but Apollo, the company, is named after my dog Apollo, who's a large German Shepherd and tracks a lot of dirt. So on my robot vacuum, I usually have to empty the water tank every day. It would be real nice to put like a little 5-gallon jug or 3-gallon jug over there and be able to pump water into it and not have to worry about it for days on end. So excited for that use case, excited for watering plants. The original idea came from my mom when she said, hey, you told me that my plant is dry. Like, I don't want to get up and water it now that you told me. Just water it for me. So yeah, very, very excited for those. So plant water, as soon as we wrap up the case design, that'll be entering into a beta. Just very excited. We got a lot of things running around here.
So it looks like lots of questions.
Discord. So Code in Progress said, how big is the pump going to be for something like an aquarium? That'll be a limitation. Is the head is what they call it. How high can you lift the water from the source? We need to do a test. The pump on it right now is fairly small, about this large. I'm trying to think the max head height, I want to think, is around like 4 or 5 feet. We can always test it. We can also always look at having larger pumps that attach to it as well. We've got a ton of power headroom on this device. It's using a different power voltage step down than our normal, and that's something we could always look at. It's the pump isn't soldered to the board. It's going to plug in through a little plug port on the side. So maybe being able to swap that out might be something we could look at.
Morgan up here was saying he has a hydroponic gardening system, I guess. So he said having a float valve and valve release with measured, duration would make gardening way easier. So that's something we could look into.
Float valve and valve? What is like being able to turn a sprinkler valve. Yeah. That's something I want to do eventually, is sprinkler control. We've got a controllable sprinkler valve downstairs in our development stash. Nothing on the horizon at all right now, but definitely something that we're interested in. I think that there's not a lot of people building those. Being able to turn on a sprinkler head, like a sprinkler line, which could then be drip irrigation or regular irrigation.
He's just saying knowing how much water goes in is important, so you know how much food to give the hydroponic.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you have to know the flow. Okay. All right. Code in Progress wiring in your own pumps. We can definitely take a look at that. I don't know how much, because there's 12 volt pumps that'll run, but we don't have 12 volts available. So we'd have to see how big of a pump we can run at 5 volts for it. But the pump right now is only pulling a couple hundred milliamp, and we've got well over about an amp or so we could double to triple the current one.
I'll go right saying Dev 1.
Yeah, the Dev 1, you could always breadboard it on a Dev 1, I'm sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, or a relay. I mean, if only we had a relay product that we were working on for somebody else. We also have this sitting up here. This is also something in progress that we came out of Land War. Yeah, magic. That actually did look like magic. Is a little relay device. It's kind of blurry. You can't see it on here. This one also came from Land War. A guy, Rice Painter, said, hey, there's so many horrible relay modules out there that don't have an ESP chip on them, or they're way too expensive. And I was like, yeah, we could probably build a better one there. I think we could offer some cool things. So yeah, this one I'm currently testing myself, and then we'll be looking for a beta. But yeah, so a relay, if anybody doesn't know, this one will do up to 10 amps, 250 volts, 10 amps, 125, 10 amps. We added an addition for a limit switch on it, so you can actually wire in a limit switch, could be an in stop or whatever, to control the relay with that as well, or just control it over normal USB power and just Wi-Fi. So yeah, that's something we've been kind of had. We haven't really prioritized working on it. It's been sitting in this development state for like 2 or 3 months now. The firmware works, everything works on it. Just need to do some internal testing before we send it out for some community testing. So
yeah, Rice Painter is not his name, but it's not his job either. It's kind of a hobby. I think it was like kind of a challenge that somebody was like, oh, could you paint that on some rice? And he did. Mm-hmm. And I think he even has a little Statue of Liberty that he painted on rice, and I think it's actually at the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
awesome guy.
Oh, you posted? Yeah,
I posted.
Really cool guy. Really impressive stuff. If you check out that link, painting on a single grain of rice is incredible. So,
and he had a lot of other cool projects that he had done in his house too. Lots of really cool things.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Lyric, you're talking about being able to control a sump pump. Yeah, so that's the idea with a relay, is you can control like almost any normal device by cutting the cord or cutting a power cord and putting the relay in between. Then it'll close it to control it. So yeah, really neat.
Brand just saying like a contactor, essentially. Yep. Yeah, like open and closed. Don't forget 240 volt, folks. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what this one runs at. Yeah, it says 250. The relay does 250 10 amps. So hopefully it should be good there. Well, that's why we haven't released it out for testing yet. I need to hook it up to some supplies and test those high voltages and test things like that before we send it out. We can do 120 testing through our current power supply, but I don't have a 240, 250 test, so just got to do those. But everything meets the specs for it. It's got huge traces on it to control it, and it's a blue board. It doesn't show up too well on here, but it is
like
blue.
My shirt.
It is blue.
It's actually blue, not black.
All right, what else we got going on? We got a lot going on, don't we? Yeah, so that's pump one. Oh, somebody said white PCB. I think one of our first MSR1 prototypes was a white PCB. Looked really neat, really cool looking.
The CO2 calibrators, those were white as well, I think. Did you get some big white ones?
No.
Yeah, we can look at that.
Let's see. Yeah, so that's a lot on everything that's going on right now. We've got a few more things. If there's any more questions, we're happy to answer them. Otherwise, we're going to get to the Air 1 giveaways that we got coming up here.
Wait, what else we got?
Air 1 giveaway. And design? Works with Home Assistant?
Yeah, we'll do the airway. We'll do the giveaway at the end.
Okay.
So we already talked about. Okay.
All right. Then we'll talk about Works with Home Assistant. So all of our devices, as they come out, we get the Made for ESP Home badge. And so what that is, that's a few different things that you have to do with your firmware. It's got to be open. It's got to meet, a few different criteria for the ESP Home team to give it the certification of Made for ESP Home. And you get a nice little badge. We get some recognition. For it, like on their site. We always, are going for that on each of our devices. PLT-1 has it, all of our others. And then there's also the Works with Home Assistant program. And what that is, that's at the Home Assistant level to say that your device meets X criteria to get Home Assistant's badge of approval that you can say it works with Home Assistant and get the tag. There are not many companies that have the Works with Home Assistant on their site. I think we've got a handful of them. A lot of them are quite bigger names, quite huge names, billion-dollar companies. And we will hopefully very soon be on the list. We had to do some compliance testing and some other things on our sensors. The Home Assistant group has been incredible. They are so great to work with, all of them, and should be getting that finalized. So that's a pretty cool business, milestone or growth is to get that when quite few companies have that.
Big companies.
Yeah,
like
Code of Progress.
Samsung
Yeah.
Big ones. Yeah.
For the Works with Homey. Yeah. All right.
The sneak peek of the website. New website.
Yeah, that's not on our list.
Is it on the list?
If you guys, I don't know if you guys enjoy this. We have quite a few people in here. We'd like to be as transparent about our company and like business things that are changing that are maybe not so much related to the products, but also like help us grow as a company. The more we grow, the bigger we grow, the more people we can take on to help us make more sensors and continue to grow the company. If these get too dry, sorry, or we can always condense them into a different portion of the live stream instead of mixing them up. But we've got a pretty cool one. We've got a website redesign happening. So I'm very happy with it. I think it's beautiful. It's a much more clean and airy and professional looking website. And again, we're just trying to attract more and more people to Home Assistant to give them an easy way to get started with it and to help them with onboarding.
These are just a couple images. There's a lot more, but these are just a couple images of a preview. Yeah,
this is towards the very end. We got a really nice company that has a connection to one of our founders that was able to help us out a lot with it. Way better than the template that I designed.
It still works, but this will be nice.
Yeah, very clean, very inviting. Just trying to get more people into Apollo Automation and to Home Assistant. So very excited about that.
Looks like the giveaway wrapped up. It looks like Code in Progress won.
Oh, our Air 1 giveaway or the giveaway?
Yeah.
Okay, so the bot for the giveaway went off, and Code in Progress, you get a sensor.
PLT-1 or
the bot randomly chose, and we got to figure out, because I think you have a PLT-1 and a Temp-1. You could get another. Yeah, he said rigged. You could get another one, Code in Progress. We could get you a relay. We could get you a parking one.
Whatever you want.
We could always figure it out. So, I said rigged. But I didn't even know it was going off. So congrats there.
Francis, whatever you roll it.
All right. A little bit of website updates, a little bit of company updates. We got a lot going on. We're very, very happy. We're growing well. We're happy with community progress, all of this. What else we got?
Merch.
Oh. All right. So Justin and I got some shirts made.
Oh,
as
yeah.
You can see our Apollo shirts because we have some meetings, some big meetings coming up for our business. And with that, we also did Land War back in the spring, and we made a bunch of merch for that to give away to people at Land War. And some people were requesting some of the shirts. So we will very soon have some shirts and hats.
Yep. Pocket tees, no pocket tees. And then
they're very comfortable shirts.
Very
they're
comfortable.
Not like scratchy and all that. Justin and I lived in them at Land War for like 3 days straight.
Yep, 4 days.
4 days straight. Very, very comfortable shirts. Held up really well.
And then we also have hats.
Yep. Got a couple hats as well, made by Justin's sister.
Yep.
So thank you for those.
Yep.
Oh, the other shirt was made.
And the shirts are Rainbow Sister as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're made locally as well. So
all local in Kentucky.
Justin's got 2 very crafty sisters and a crafty mother that are doing our t-shirts for us and putting all that together. So we will have this on our site here soon in blue and is it just blue?
Blue, black. I mean, we can do whatever.
Blue, white.
Yeah.
I think we have blue and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue and white are the 2 colors that we have. Freeman, no, it was 1 shirt. we had to test the air sensor and see the Air 1 how it did. All right, so that's thanks, Lyric, spreading the word. Down under. I assume you're Australia. I don't know if you were on earlier. I saw you were jumping in and out. You said on some things, but we're shipping from Australia now. So we have a Smart Home Australia, a YouTuber in Australia, who, when you put an order in through our site, it will ship from Australia, which means much quicker shipping times, cheaper shipping, no having to deal with customs coming in, stopping your package. So we are have all of our sensors down there and shipping from there. So that's a big thing for you guys down in Australia. All right.
And Canada hopefully soon. We're in the final stages of that, so that'll be very helpful.
All right. Let's see.
I think it's just the Year 1. We could talk about the different entries and.
Okay, so the other part of the giveaway tonight is we do every month. It's submissions on our Discord where you can submit things about a particular sensor that we have decided. So Air 1, MSR, we've done them all so far. And we just ask for submissions to show us, hey, what's something cool that we've done, or suggestions or improvements to it. We took a lot of inspiration from that, from Larry and Tim. Mm-hmm. Larry and Tim,
Tim and Larry.
Yeah, Tim and Larry are incredible engineers and have put a lot of work into the Air 1. They have a couple posts in there, and their submission this month and last month really gave us a lot of ideas and motivations to make some improvements to the Air 1 design. So we assemble all of our sensors. Every sensor that gets purchased, typically Justin puts it together, or we now have a couple friends that are helping us put it together as well. Mm-hmm. They all get assembled here in Kentucky by us, and we are trying to continue that, or will continue doing that as we grow. We're committed to that. And so that's a long way to say we were trying to reduce our manufacturing time on the Air 1. The mesh is very time intensive to either cut or to fit, or
even to source.
To source is very tough, and
expensive.
The mesh itself is expensive, surprisingly. And then even to get it cut in a very precise way, we had to say no because that was way too expensive per Air 1. It was very interesting. The other thing is that the Air 1 required 4 screws to put in that had to be put in by a big drill. So that was a big time sink. And Larry and Tim had some really cool ideas in their case. They got it down to 1 screw, I think, but gave us ideas to take it down to no screws. So we'll be updating the site, updating the pictures and things like that of a new Air 1 design. It's got quite a few improvements. for isolating the SEN 55 inputs and outputs to help with particulate measurements. It's still got a lot of airflow, tons of airflow. It's got an opening for the mix now. Here's our mix on the side.
So yeah, it looked like the mix may have been occasionally blocked by the mesh, potentially, if it was right up against it. So this should help alleviate that. Well, this will alleviate that.
And so then we've got find where the snap is. It's a snap fit lid that actually holds the PCB in the lid and then has the internals down on the bottom. So we are able to get no screw design, have better separation on the inlet and outlet on the SEN 55, better heat separation between the PCB and the SEN 55. Lots of improvements that we were able to add here. Holds the SCD40 better, still has all the same expansions as the original, and it's still a very sturdy design. We do love the black and white original Air 1. If we could source the mesh better or more cheaply or not, we had to give it up as well for the screwless design to have enough strength in the case to hold it. So very excited about that. We'll be swapping it out. It'll be very clear on our site when we swap it, but that'll be coming as well. All right.
So do we already decide? Is that Tim Lear you're getting the giveaway?
Oh yeah. So then sorry, I kind of skipped over that. Because thanks for so much of the idea. I don't know that Tim and Larry are in here, but they won the showcase post for the new design that we were able to take a lot of inspiration from, and that's pretty cool to see the community like iterate on a design and help us improve it. Like, we have no ego on thinking our original designs are the best or anything like that. The
very first video we did of the workshop tour, I mean, I said multiple times, I was like, please take our STL files, please take our 3D files and our cases and make them better.
Yeah. We'll help you in any way that we can. Providing whatever CAD information or ideas or making sure that it aligns with what we need for manufacturing. But yeah, that's an incredible improvement to it, thanks to them. And it is really, really fantastic to see it improve from the community. The same things happen with code in progress on the meat sensor. I laugh every time because that's like such a good idea that we didn't think about, and I think is pretty non-existent in the home assistant community. A commercially available food probe. So
yeah, I'm very excited to see how people use it in automations and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Larry is on. All right. Hey, Larry. Yeah. So we picked you for the winning the giveaway.
Yep.
So we will.
Don't tell Tim.
Yeah. Usually we give away one of our sensors. Plant or the temp, I think was for this one, but we're happy. I know you guys have some. I don't think you have either yet, but we were going to give them to you anyway. So we'll figure something out and make sure you get something here for it.
Over on YouTube, their account holders is saying, thanks for the Apollo Air 1. They now have VOC paranoia. So
yeah. It is interesting to watch.
It's surprising because, day to day, you don't realize it, and then you get the data.
Yeah.
I don't know if you talked about this on the last live stream, but this is from one of our users. They were using their MSR2 or MTR1, and their fan they were making their fan follow them depending on what zone they were in, which is really cool. I just posted.
I think it was last
link.
Times.
Is this the one? Did you pick this one to win?
I might have won the last time.
Okay, I didn't know if people had seen it though. But it was a really cool post. But we really like when people post in our showcase because it's just you guys think of things to do that we don't, or just have different setups. So it's just we really love to see those posts, so please get in there. And then we usually do giveaways, so I guess the next one will probably be, we won't have to plant one out in time, but we'll do another giveaway for next month.
Lyric and Z, the plant one's on like a pre-order right now, so just meaning that it'll ship in, I think we said around like the 20th 21st, something in there. We're just like usually we do a pre-order to help gauge the interest in it so we know how many we need to purchase in the first batch. And so yeah, we've got them purchased. They're just waiting for them to come to us, the actual PCB, and then we've got to assemble them. We'll ship a bulk batch down to Australia, and then they'll reship from there to you. So, all right, I think we hit on everything.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Right at an hour too. So
yeah,
I think that's everything.
Oh, one thing, our Christmas ornament again.
Right.
This is just a 3D print, but this, and hopefully by next stream, will be a IoT home assistant enabled, battery powered, not lithopane, battery powered Christmas ornament
For charity.
Okay, so this was a great idea. Is that we wanted to do something to give back to the local community here in Lexington that have been helping us with our startup. Also, just a cool thing to do for the home assistant community. It'll be Apollo's first annual Christmas ornament. It will have RGB LEDs around the outside, a nice little design for the front of it, and you'll have all the electronics of a normal ESP on the back. It could be whatever you want, a Bluetooth proxy, it could Bluetooth tracking, or just sit there and control your light. This has a buzzer on it as well and a button. The idea is on our firmware, you walk up, you can press a button on the back, it'll do a little jingle and play the lights, or you could control it straight from Home Assistant. So we are just waiting on the prototype to come in. Because this is quite an interesting design for a PCB, it'll look just like this, but in green. It took us a while for the PCB manufacturer to understand how we wanted it cut right to make sure it looked good. But we'll be launching those for sale as soon as we get them in. Like we said, we're giving away any of the proceeds of it to charity, and excited to be able to do that as a company. So, all right. Let's see.
Everything, right?
Yeah, somebody said, I hope you don't Borgen. Mm-hmm. I hope you don't need the 12-month battery life for the Xmas. Yeah, it's gonna run us. It won't be the 18650. It's the same one that the Temp 1 runs on, which is a 16340. A little bit smaller sensor. It's also called a CR123 rechargeable in the US. That will give it enough power for Christmas.
I did see Brandon asked about the parking sensor.
Oh, yeah.
Way up there early on.
Yeah, so the Christmas ornament also will work totally independent of Home Assistant if you want it to. So it will come with ESP Home firmware, but you could never connect it to Home Assistant and just click the button on the back and it play, a holiday tune that we'll put on there and light up. So it also makes a great kind of gift to people. I'll be getting my family them that don't have Home Assistant but can still have a light up ornament that is pretty cool to have. So,
and again, it's annual, so we'll have a different design and just a whole different thing every year is the plan. The
back will have a link on it that takes you to a landing page on our website, and it shows achievements for the year that our business has been able to accomplish, releasing products, hitting milestones, how much we are able to give away for the charity.
Kevin Progress has asked if it's going to work with Homey.
It might work with Homey. Be like the works with Homey. No, we'll see. Maybe we're on Homey by then.
I don't know.
Maybe, or Apple.
We just want to share.
What if it works with Apple?
I guess if we're doing Matter, right? So
yeah. All right. Last is parking sensor. We've got a lot of balls in the air, right? So parking sensor was a sensor that we were working on for quite a while. It goes into your garage, and it's got an ultrasonic sensor. You push a button the first time to set your car's distance. Then every time you come into your garage, it'll tell you exactly where to stop based on a little LED matrix that can change from green to yellow to red to tell you when to stop. Battery powered or not battery powered. Hardware wise, we've had it for months. It looks great. Software wise, is the only thing holding us up is that the sleep and wake system just was operating very oddly. So yeah, I am excited about the parking sensor. It keeps falling behind for other things.
This is something that we wanted pretty early on.
Yeah. it just keeps falling behind. I need to put more work into it, getting the software figured out for it. But it's also hard to test because my garage is full of stuff, because Apollo has taken over my basement and storage. So all of my basement storage stuff is in my garage with Apollo stuff. So yeah, trying to do that. We're still working on it. All right. Matter will not be a surprise for next stream. That is very difficult. Justin.
They just thumbs down that because you said that. Oh. I don't know how we got a big thumbs down on the bubble or something.
Yeah. Oh, we got a thumbs down?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. Account holder over on YouTube just says, I guess that you could also hang it on your rear view. The Christmas ornament.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't have to be on a tree, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could hang it on anything. Yeah, that's true. Could make a earring.
Oh, you could make a little earring. That'd be cool.
Might have to do that for Land War. All right. That wraps up all of our stuff there. And
everything else.
Looks like there's a lot of chat going on. We're happy to answer any questions that are remaining. If we missed anything.
Last call. Any questions?
We greatly appreciate you guys coming to these live streams. We really enjoy interacting with the community every month. It gives us a great opportunity to talk to you, to tell you about, what's going on and what's in progress and what's coming down even further down the pipeline. We're always open to input if there's ways to improve our stream or topics you wish we covered more or less. We'd love to hear it. We're open to input and are very excited about the sensors to come and what's next for our company as we continue to grow. All right. We've yet to have Apollo on the stream, Brandon. I know. Unwatchable.
Maybe that'll be a surprise for the
that would be a good surprise. I'm out of surprises. We gave away all of our surprises this stream. So maybe next stream we could introduce Apollo. It's tough. He can't come upstairs, so we might have to take like a mobile
shot
mobile view or something like that down to him.
Or have like Apollo cam set up.
He's just going to be sleeping, guys. He just sleeps.
I did post a surprise picture in the Reddit post today, though, of him laying down.
Yeah, no, that would be good. We could do that. Oh, it's getting dark outside, so we could let him run around. But we'll figure something out one day here soon. All right.
Check YouTube. Looks good over there.
Yeah. Oh, you're.
There you go. Thanks, Dad.
Hey, Danny. All right.
Paul's collar cam.
Ooh, that's a good one. Do you remember the WAG one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a device that you would attach to your dog's tail, and it would measure the wags per minute to tell how happy your dog was. That was a suggestion from a friend.
Yep. I mean, you could do seriously could do one of the like Bluetooth proxy or like tracking collars to like open your door. For them if you have like a big doggy door.
Yeah, WAG 1 is going to become the next Apollo gag gift item.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up the month. We're always available in Discord if there's anything you guys are coming up with later. And code in progress, you'll get blamed for them all. So
especially because he keeps winning somehow. I don't know. So
too good of ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps up the month. We're super happy to be doing this. It's something we didn't think we were going to be doing. We thought we would make just a few sensors on a couple weekends for people. And it's turned into a pretty good business for growing and offering all this to the community. So reach out to us anytime in Discord. We post in product development on Discord all the time where we take feedback and talk about our sensors. So that's what we got for this month. We'll see you the next month.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Bye.